What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how you balance and set up a Ronin RS3 Pro. This goes the same for an RS3 and RS2. The balancing and setup procedure is pretty much the same for all of DJI's Ronin products. So let's get right into it here. I have the RS3 Pro all locked up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unlock the axes, pull out your rotation, and pull out the tilt, and then we're gonna lock these. So you're gonna want the gimbal locked like this, so you should have your camera plate sitting horizontal, and then what we're gonna do is take the camera plate and insert it. So you're going to insert the plate backwards. If you try to insert this plate kind of from the back going forwards, it will bind up and not actually work. So you're going to want to back the plate into the carrier here, and then you're going to take your camera. This is the C70 with a 24-105. On the bottom we have a Tilta. This is like a Tilta Ronin plate, and so this just allows for a little more side-to-side movement, but the Ronin plate that comes with the RS3 and all the other Ronin products will work pretty much the same. So we're just going to take this, slide that in, and then here on the back we're just going to lock this down into place here. And if you do have a zoom lens like the 24-105 that kind of extends, and you are going to be zooming while you have the gimbal in use, I try to find like a happy medium, like 60 millimeters or so, and this lens is about a happy medium here. And then let's start balancing. So I'll flip it around so you guys can see what we're gonna do. So we're gonna unlock the tilt axis, and your camera's just gonna kind of flop around here. So I like to generally try to balance it forward and back. So now your camera is doing this, and now we're going to turn it straight up, and we want the camera to stay straight up. So we're going to loosen the camera plate here, and then I have found that if you pick up the camera itself, it'll move a lot smoother along this track. So if you go too far, your camera is going to tilt backwards. If you go too far forward, your camera is going to tilt forwards. So we want to just find that happy medium like this, where your camera is going to stay straight up. And then we're just going to tighten down this plate. Then we're going to go here and get your forward and back. So your camera should be able to let go and it stays. Tilt the camera up, let go, it stays, and at 45 degrees and it stays. So that is your tilt axis. So once this is balanced, you're just going to lock it. So there's a switch over here. So flick the lock and then lock it in place. Next, we're going to change the roll axis. So we're going to want to unlock this, and immediately your camera is just going to kind of fly to the side. If you are using a camera that has a flip out screen, I would suggest balancing this with the screen out if you are shooting with the screen out, and if you want to shoot with the screen in, balance it with the screen in, because that will throw off the balance of the gimbal. So I typically shoot with the screen out here, so that's how I balance it. And with this axis unlocked, so there's a lock right here, you're just going to push this bar to the side and just keep going until perfect. So that's kind of what you want. If you push it one side, let go, it should right itself. If you push itself the other side, and it should right itself. So that is what you want for the tilt axis. So there's a lock down here. So we're just gonna push that and then lock it. And then last is the pan. And so to set the pan, which is down here, you're going to unlock this, and then this whole gimbal will slide forward and back. And what you're gonna wanna do is tilt the gimbal at a 45-degree angle, and then unlock your pan and then let go. So if your camera starts pointing down, then you need to pull the whole gimbal back towards you. And if it's too far back, the camera is going to point up. That means you need to push the whole gimbal back away from you. So we're just going to so it's going up. So we're gonna push it forward a bit. And perfect. So we're gonna lock that down and just test it one more time. Cool. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna unlock all 3 axes. And so the camera should just kind of free float there. And we're going to power on the gimbal. So if this is the first time putting a camera on your gimbal, it might shake or freak out a little bit, or if you just switched lenses. So you're gonna go to the back here, and on your touch screen, you're gonna click in the upper left, a little thing called Auto Tune, and then start calibration. And now what it's going to do is calibrate each of the 3 axes. This takes about 20 seconds. You can do it with the gimbal on a table, and you can also do it just holding the gimbal upright. I have found having it on a table or holding it, there's really no difference. The gimbal kind of calibrates itself just fine either way. And once calibration is complete, it will let you know that it is good to go. And that is it. So now we have a fully balanced and calibrated RS3 Pro with a Canon C70 on here. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful, and I will see you in another one.